Hello, my friends. Dr. Mandell here. If you want a stronger brain, sharper memory, and clearer vision, especially as you age past 50, stay with me. Today, I'm going to share 3 powerful dry fruits you can start eating tonight to restore your brain and protect your eyes while you sleep. These are simple foods your doctor probably never talks about. But science shows they deliver remarkable benefits to the neurons in your brain and rods and cones in your retina. Your brain is the command center of your entire existence. Yet most people feed it food that slowly destroys its cells. But what if the repair could begin tonight, while you sleep, simply by eating 3 ancient dry fruits used for centuries in civilizations that understood the power of nature long before science explained it? Modern neuroscience has revealed that walnuts, raisins, and almonds contain compounds uniquely capable of nourishing brain neurons and retinal cells during the exact hours when the body restores itself, the quiet hours of the night. Research shows that during sleep, the brain shifts into detox mode, clearing metabolic waste that accumulates throughout the day. Neurotoxins and oxidative byproducts interfere with synaptic signaling and memory formation. When antioxidants and essential fatty acids from these dry fruits enter the bloodstream, they support the brain's natural ability to neutralize oxidative stress. Walnuts contain alpha-linolenic acid, a plant omega-3 that becomes structurally incorporated into neuronal membranes. These membranes are the outer layer of each nerve cell, where communication happens. Without flexible, healthy membranes, neurons fire slower, memory becomes inconsistent, and reaction times decline. Studies in the Journal of Nutrition show that diets rich in walnuts improve cognitive performance and increase neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons in the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Imagine, as you sleep, new neural connections forming, microscopic pathways strengthening, making it easier the next morning to remember names, appointments, and conversations. Raisins, often dismissed as a simple snack, contain quercetin and catechins, powerful polyphenols that scientists found capable of reducing inflammatory signaling inside brain tissue. Chronic inflammation is one of the silent accelerators of neurodegeneration. When inflammatory markers rise, neurons weaken and synapses break down faster. But polyphenols act like shields, slowing that damage. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that polyphenol intake correlates strongly with improved memory scores and reduced risk of cognitive decline in older adults. When consumed before sleep, these compounds circulate through the bloodstream during the most critical repair window, the deep stages of non-REM sleep. The glymphatic system, discovered only recently, is activated during sleep and flushes waste from brain cells. Polyphenols and antioxidants assist that clearance, helping remove harmful substances that accumulate between neurons and interfere with communication. Almonds hold perhaps the most underestimated protective force for the brain: vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant stored in cell membranes throughout the nervous system. Research published in the Archives of Neurology found that individuals with higher vitamin E intake showed slower rates of cognitive decline. Vitamin E protects polyunsaturated fatty acids inside neurons from lipid peroxidation, a destructive chain reaction triggered by free radicals that tears apart cell membranes. When almonds are soaked before sleep and eaten in the evening, their nutrients are absorbed more efficiently, providing support during the hours when cell repair peaks. The same nutrients that support brain cells also support photoreceptor cells in the retina, rods and cones responsible for night vision and detail. While these foods cannot guarantee restored eyesight, the nutrients they contain are associated with retinal health and reduced oxidative damage, a major contributor to age-related visual decline. Now imagine the sequence. You sit down in the evening after years of fatigue, brain fog, and forgotten memories. Your eyesight feels dimmer, your thoughts slower. You assume it is just age, yet science reveals that age alone is not the enemy. Oxidative stress and chronic inflammation are. What if, instead of accepting decline, you fueled your body with compounds designed by nature to support neural repair? Walnuts provide structural building blocks for neuronal membranes. Raisins deliver polyphenols that help protect DNA and mitochondria inside neurons. Almonds contribute vitamin E that shields cell membranes so they survive oxidative assaults. When combined, these nutrients enter the bloodstream and support mitochondrial energy production, the very spark that powers electrical impulses in the brain. As you drift into sleep, melatonin levels rise. Melatonin itself is a strong antioxidant. When supported by nutrients, it contributes to reduced oxidative stress. Research shows melatonin production increases during darkness, and consuming fats containing omega-3s may support hormone balance and sleep quality. Better sleep means better detoxification of neural waste and stronger memory consolidation. Memories from the day are transferred into long-term storage while you sleep. If neurons are damaged, weaker connections form. If neurons are protected, stronger memories take shape. Neuroscientists discovered that most retinal repair also happens during sleep. The retina consumes more oxygen than nearly any other part of the body. Because of that, it is highly vulnerable to oxidative damage. The compounds found in these dry fruits support blood flow, antioxidant protection, and membrane stability, all critical for retinal cells to function properly. A study from the University of Barcelona found that polyphenol-rich diets significantly improved blood vessel function and reduced oxidative biomarkers in circulation. Healthy blood vessels supply the optic nerve, retina, and brain tissue. Damaged vessels reduce oxygen and accelerate degeneration. These dry fruits are not magic shortcuts. They are simple additions that support the protective processes already built into your body. Your brain and eyes are designed to restore themselves, but only when given the raw materials. Think about how many modern habits drain the brain. Artificial foods stripped of antioxidants, chronic stress flooding neural pathways with cortisol, lack of sleep overwhelming the lymphatic system, and constant screens exposing the retina to blue light stress. The silent damage adds up slowly. Proteins misfold, mitochondria weaken, plaques and free radicals accumulate. Once the decline becomes noticeable, it feels irreversible. But emerging science suggests the brain remains plastic, even late in life. Neuroplasticity allows neurons to reorganize and strengthen new pathways. This process requires healthy cell membranes, balanced inflammation, and sufficient antioxidants. These dry fruits have been used for centuries because ancient cultures observed effects without laboratories. Today, science confirms mechanisms behind those observations. When your head rests on your pillow tonight, millions of chemical reactions will determine the quality of your brain health tomorrow. What you choose to eat before sleep influences those reactions. If you consume processed snacks loaded with refined sugars and inflammatory fats, you feed oxidative stress. But if you consume a handful of walnuts, raisins, and almonds, you deliver compounds associated with protection, circulation, and repair. One small daily habit cannot change everything overnight, but consistency rewrites biology. As weeks pass, neural connections grow stronger. Visual clarity may feel steadier. Focus may sharpen. You may wake feeling mentally refreshed instead of foggy. The body responds not to promises, but to biochemical reality. Your brain is waiting for nourishment, and tonight could be the beginning of transformation. Blood is life. Every thought, every memory, every image your eyes capture depends on blood reaching the brain and the retina. Yet millions walk around with silent vascular damage, narrowing arteries, and weakened capillaries and never notice until the symptoms appear. A forgotten name, blurry night vision, constant brain fog. Scientists now understand that poor circulation is one of the earliest warning signs of cognitive decline. The brain consumes 20% of the body's oxygen, even though it makes up just 2% of total weight. The retina needs even more oxygen proportionally than the brain. When oxygen and nutrients become restricted, neurons suffocate slowly, free radicals accumulate, damaging DNA and mitochondrial function. In this state, the brain begins to age rapidly, but research reveals something astonishing. Specific compounds found in walnuts, raisins, and almonds can significantly support blood vessel function and circulation to the brain and eyes. Scientific studies published in Circulation Research show that polyphenols and omega-3 fatty acids improve endothelial function, the ability of blood vessels to relax and allow more oxygen-rich blood to flow. The endothelium is a thin lining inside your vessels. When it becomes inflamed, vessels stiffen, blood pressure rises, microcirculation weakens, and the delicate vessels that feed the retina deteriorate. But antioxidants and essential fatty acids reduce oxidative inflammation in the endothelium, improving nitric oxide bioavailability. Nitric oxide signals blood vessels to relax. When vessels relax, blood flows freely to the brain and eyes during sleep, delivering oxygen right when the body begins major repair work. The Journal of Alzheimer's Disease published findings showing that individuals consuming omega-3 rich foods had reduced accumulation of amyloid proteins, the very proteins linked to memory decline. One proposed mechanism, improved circulation, enhances clearance of these waste proteins through the glymphatic system. Imagine during sleep waste proteins being washed away through improved blood flow, while antioxidants neutralize harmful molecules. Walnuts supply alpha-linolenic acid, which supports vessel integrity. Raisins provide catechins and quercetin, known to reduce vascular inflammation. Almonds offer vitamin E, which protects cell membranes and blood vessels from oxidative stress. Together, these compounds create conditions associated with healthier circulation. Think about what happens when microcirculation to the retina weakens. Photoreceptor cells responsible for detecting light signals begin to malfunction. Night driving becomes difficult. Fine print becomes blurry. According to research from the University of Wisconsin, reduced retinal blood flow is associated with greater risk of age-related macular degeneration. The retina has one of the highest metabolic rates in the body, meaning it depends on constant oxygen and nutrients. Without proper blood flow, oxidative waste accumulates rapidly. Raisins, with their abundant antioxidants, have been shown to reduce oxidative biomarkers in the bloodstream over time. This supports vascular relaxation and improved delivery of oxygen to neural tissue. Picture the millions of capillaries branching through the brain like a vast network of highways. Every thought depends on oxygen traveling those pathways. When circulation is impaired, neurons struggle to fire efficiently. Science shows that even mild reductions in blood flow to the brain can impact cognitive performance. Researchers at Harvard Medical School demonstrated that improving vascular health slows cognitive decline and strengthens executive function. The foods you consume affect this vascular system. Hydrogenated oils and processed sugars inflame vessel walls, accelerating arterial damage. Meanwhile, diets rich in plant-based polyphenols improve circulation. Walnuts activate enzymes that relax blood vessels. Almonds lower LDL oxidation, preventing buildup along artery walls. These are measurable physiological effects, not folklore. Consider what happens during sleep. Blood flow shifts toward cleaning and repairing tissues. Neural pathways used during the day undergo maintenance. Research from Boston University revealed that cerebrospinal fluid washes through the brain at night, clearing toxic waste. Improved circulation accelerates this cleansing process. When antioxidants and essential fatty acids circulate at night, they support this natural detoxification. This is why eating these dry fruits in the evening may offer support during this repair cycle. Millions suffer from chronic circulation issues without noticing early symptoms. Cold hands, slow wound healing, tingling legs. These signs can also reflect compromised microcirculation affecting the brain and eyes. Yet many look for expensive supplements or medications without realizing that nature offers powerful support through foods humans have eaten for thousands of years. Dry fruits were revered in ancient Egypt, Greece, and Persia, not just for taste, but for perceived vitality. Those traditions align with modern discoveries. Walnut polyphenols reduce markers of vascular inflammation. Raisins contain potassium, which supports vascular tone. Almonds reduce LDL cholesterol oxidation, a major contributor to arterial narrowing. But circulation is about more than vessel health. It is about delivering energy to every neuron. Mitochondria inside cells generate ATP, the energy currency of life. When oxygen and nutrients fail to reach cells, mitochondria malfunction, producing excess free radicals instead of clean energy. This destructive cycle accelerates aging. The antioxidants found in these dry fruits help neutralize free radicals and support mitochondrial function. Better mitochondrial performance means neurons fire stronger electrical signals, enhancing memory and processing speed. Imagine the cascading effects. Improved circulation delivers omega-3s to neuronal membranes. Antioxidants protect vessel integrity. Waste proteins clear more efficiently during deep sleep. Vision feels sharper. Thought feels clearer. Focus becomes easier. The brain becomes less foggy, more alive. These changes do not happen overnight, but build gradually. Scientists estimate that 80% of age-related cognitive decline may be linked to modifiable lifestyle factors, not fate. What you eat matters, and improving circulation naturally is one of the most powerful defenses against decline. Think about the last time you forgot a word mid-sentence and blamed it on age, or rubbed tired eyes while staring at a screen, assuming strain was unavoidable. What if these signs were not inevitable, but signals from your body asking for support? Dry fruits supply powerful nutrients associated with healthier blood flow, stronger vessel walls, and reduced oxidative damage. They offer no miracle cure, yet science suggests they can support the natural processes protecting cognition and vision. Now picture this. You eat processed snacks before bed, foods that inflame blood vessels and spike oxidative stress. During sleep, circulation weakens further, starving neurons and retinal cells. Waste accumulates. Vessel linings stiffen. Night after night, damage compounds silently. But if you choose walnuts, raisins, and almonds instead, you support circulation. As you sleep, antioxidants move through your bloodstream. Vessel walls relax. Oxygen reaches tissues starved for nutrition. Neurons maintain communication. The retina receives energy it desperately needs. Every night is an opportunity. Every choice shapes biology. And the foods you consume before sleep may influence the health of your brain and eyes for years to come. Most people look for instant results, quick fixes, magical pills promising sharper memory and clearer vision overnight. But true transformation doesn't come from a single dose. It comes from small, powerful choices repeated consistently. The science behind dry fruits reveals that their benefits accumulate over time, building stronger neural pathways and healthier retinal cells one night at a time. When you soak walnuts, raisins, and almonds, the story of healing begins long before they enter your mouth. Soaking breaks down phytic acid, a natural compound that can reduce absorption of minerals. By soaking these dry fruits overnight, you enhance bioavailability, allowing your body to extract more vitamins, antioxidants, and essential fatty acids. Studies in the Journal of Food Science show that soaking nuts increases antioxidant levels and reduces anti-nutrients, boosting absorption of magnesium and zinc, minerals crucial for nerve signaling and enzyme function. When you consume these soaked dry fruits regularly, you give your neurons the raw materials needed to maintain communication and repair membrane damage. The brain doesn't decline suddenly. It declines silently. A little oxidative stress here, a little inflammation there, missed sleep, nutrient deficiencies. Over time, neurons weaken, synapses disconnect, and vision dims. Consistent intake of antioxidant-rich foods is one of the strongest defenses we have. The National Eye Institute published findings showing that diets rich in antioxidants correlate with lower risk of retinal degeneration. These protective effects weren't the result of single meals but long-term eating patterns. Night after night, soaked almonds provide vitamin E to stabilize cell membranes. Walnuts supply omega-3 fatty acids, precursors for structural lipids in neuronal membranes. Raisins deliver polyphenols that support vascular function and fight oxidative stress. Each night becomes a chance for restoration if the nutrients are available. When you soak raisins overnight, sugars are released gently while antioxidants diffuse into the soaking water. Drinking that water provides hydration and polyphenols directly to the bloodstream. Dehydration thickens blood, slowing circulation and reducing oxygen delivery to the brain and eyes. In older adults, mild dehydration is linked to decreased cognitive performance, according to research in the Journal of Nutrition. Drinking raisin water in the morning or evening can support hydration while delivering antioxidants at the same time, a simple ritual backed by physiological mechanisms. Almonds, once soaked, shed their skin more easily. That skin contains tannins, which can reduce nutrient absorption. Removing the skin may increase uptake of vitamin E and other nutrients. Vitamin E protects cell membranes in both brain and eye tissues from lipid peroxidation. This process involves free radicals stealing electrons from lipids, damaging membranes, and triggering inflammation. It unfolds silently for months, even years, before symptoms appear. Consistent intake of vitamin E, according to research published in Neurology, is associated with slower cognitive decline in aging adults. Every soaked almond becomes a microscopic shield against invisible cellular damage. Walnuts, when soaked, become easier for the digestive system to process. Soaking initiates enzyme activation, mimicking the natural process seeds undergo before sprouting. These enzymes break down complex compounds, making fatty acids more accessible. Omega-3 fatty acids from walnuts integrate into neuronal membranes, making them more fluid and capable of transmitting signals efficiently. This biointegration requires time. One serving isn't enough to restructure membranes, but daily consumption for weeks or months gradually replaces damaged lipids in cell membranes. This process supports smoother communication between neurons, enhancing memory, learning, and focus. Think about how often people damage their brain unknowingly. Late-night processed snacks, sugary drinks, fried foods rich in trans fats. These foods trigger inflammation and oxidative stress. Over time, inflammatory cytokines circulate through blood vessels, reaching the delicate capillaries of the retina and the tight junctions of the blood-brain barrier. These barriers defend the nervous system from toxins. Chronic inflammation weakens them. But consistent exposure to antioxidant-rich foods can support protective mechanisms in endothelial cells lining blood vessels. A study from Purdue University found that regular nut consumption improved endothelial function and increased nitric oxide availability. Nitric oxide relaxes blood vessels, improving circulation, the first step in delivering oxygen essential for neural repair during sleep. Consistency is the forgotten medicine. When you make dry fruits a daily ritual, soaked walnuts, soaked almonds, soaked raisins, you are feeding long-term biological repair. Just as a single workout doesn't transform a body, a single meal cannot rebuild neural membranes or regenerate retinal tissue. The cells in your brain and eyes are constantly battling oxidative damage caused by stress, pollution, aging, and poor diet. Imagine giving them reinforcements every single day. Each soaked walnut supplies ALA, converted slowly into DHA, a critical fatty acid supporting brain cell structure. Each almond delivers vitamin E, defending cell membranes. Each raisin brings potassium, supporting vascular tone and fluid balance. These nutrients work silently through the night as melatonin rises and the glymphatic system clears neural waste. Sleep is the most underestimated healing state, yet millions sabotage their own repair mechanisms with late-night junk foods. When you consume soaked dry fruits an hour before sleep, your body metabolizes slow-release nutrients without burdening digestion. Heavy meals slow blood flow to the brain because circulation shifts toward the digestive tract. Light, nutrient-dense foods allow blood to reach neurons and retinal cells more effectively. Many cultures around the world consume nuts and dried fruit before sleep for this reason. Long before research validated these practices, science now confirms the mechanisms behind these traditions. People fear aging because they fear losing their identity, their memories, their vision, their independence. But the path to decline or preservation forms slowly through daily choices. Consistent intake of soaked dry fruits provides your nervous system the raw materials associated with protection and repair. Magnesium, found in almonds, plays a crucial role in synaptic plasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. Zinc supports immune regulation in neural tissue. Polyphenols support mitochondrial function, allowing cells to produce cleaner energy. The mitochondria and retinal cells produce tremendous energy, generating free radicals as byproducts. Without antioxidants, these free radicals damage photoreceptor cells essential for vision. Regularly consuming soaked raisins and almonds supplies antioxidants associated with protecting these high-energy cells. Imagine the long-term effects. When consumed daily, these nutrients accumulate in tissues. Blood vessels remain flexible and elastic. Neurons maintain membrane integrity. Retinal photoreceptors continue processing light efficiently. You wake up with clearer thoughts, steadier focus, less strain in your eyes, not because of a miracle cure, but because biology responded to consistent nourishment. Your body wants to heal. It is built to heal, but it requires the building blocks to do so. And those building blocks come not from fad supplements, but from the simple foods nature prepared for us. So tonight, as you wash a handful of walnuts, raisins, and almonds, remember this: you are not eating snacks. You are feeding your future. You are choosing circulation, oxygenation, membrane repair, mitochondrial protection. You are choosing clarity over confusion, precision over decline, vision over darkness. Healing begins with a habit, and that habit begins today. My friends, the foods you eat can make the difference between poor memory and sharp cognition, between blurry eyes and clear vision. Start tonight. You deserve health, happiness, and longevity. I wish you great health.